I'd walk down the street when I was a kid, like when Nonna was still alive, and like old ladies would stop us in the street and give us £1, just because they recognised us. No idea who they were. But that doesn't happen so much anymore, which is quite sad. She used to tell us ghost stories all the time. She said that her flat was haunted by one of her brothers. They all lived in the same, like, tenement, and there was this heavy breathing that my mum said that she could hear when she was a teenager. She could always hear this, like, breathing noise in the flat. But it's interesting, right, because it's, like, she wasn't... Well, she was Scottish, Nonna, but, like, she was, like, second-generation Italian immigrants. All her family were. There was a big thing in the library, the Equilibrium, so named because it's a swimming pool and a library, but the swimming pool's above the library. And when it first opened, it leaked onto all the books. It was like, who designs that, man? Just put the library upstairs. Sorry, tangent. Yeah, they had a big, like, sort of 100 years of Italians in Campbeltown thing there, and they had these massive family trees on the wall, and we were all invited because it was all our family, and they, like, came across over 100 years ago now, I guess. I think she just used to tell us so many stories. She would try so hard to sort of involve us in this culture, like Scottish culture, like family going on there. She really wanted to make us part of that. So I think, yeah, I do feel quite close to it. Like, there's more fields and mountains and just green than anywhere else, and I fucking grew up in the Surrey Hills, man. You know? So there's this book called People of the Sea. It's from like the 50s or 60s, and he went travelling around the west coast of Scotland and the northern coast of Ireland, talking to the people there about sort of their relationship with seals and collecting all these stories about seals and the mythology behind it. Not all seals, like grey seals mainly, like they take off their skins and then they're people for a bit, and then if a man, it's always a man in these stories, like finds a sulky woman's skin, he takes it, that means she has to marry you, and then they have little like babies, and the babies normally have like webbed fingers and stuff, and then always eventually in the end she gets her coat back somehow and disappears off to sea. And there's another one that I quite like about seals, that they sort of like take on the souls of drowned sailors, but that, I think I like that one. Well, we've got like a bit of a history in the family of drowning, really. My mum's dad drowned when she was 5. That feels like quite an important part of the town and the history there, because it was really devastating. Like, a lot of people in that town lost a son or a husband or a father. And I think maybe sort of when I was a kid, hearing that story about what had happened to my granddad, and then hearing this sort of, probably around the same time, like this sort of folklore about the seals and the souls of drowned sailors, I think was quite a comforting idea. And there's this place near it called Denad, which is an 8th century hill fort, which is so cool. I remember, I was like thinking back to it a few days later, and I could just remember Nonna being there. And she wasn't, it was a couple of years after she died. But like, even now I'm thinking back to this memory of being in this place, and I know she wasn't there, but in my head, like, I can just like, she's there, like, sitting in the car waiting for us. It's really weird, that. It's like really strong, just like, but just in my head, like, she's just sitting there. Interesting.